if this guy wanted like to plead down with a lesser charge, you could kind of leverage, okay, we can do that for you if
we
you...
wouldn't necessarily do that. It's
Okay.
like if I'm offering him a probation, if you're getting community service and someone has been injured or hurt, then I can make it a condition of the probation that you pay them restitution.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, could you, like, garnish his wages, or there be a judgment against him, or?
No, I don't think we take those means.
Okay. It's just
hope. It's basically, if you don't pay your restitution, then the court can try to address it in terms of, sometimes the judges will bring them in and maybe they have to go to jail for a certain amount of days, or we can extend their probation to allow them to continue to pay, or sometimes the judges will move it to, okay, well, you can't afford to pay, so then we'll just do community service. Mm-hmm. There's a variety of things.
I gotcha.
For chatting with me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Is this a new thing? Because I've never had a prosecutor call one of our clients to try to, like, work this out.
We're supposed to reach out to the victims in any of our cases. So it's all part of, like, victims' rights.
Yeah.
So if prosecutors haven't been, I can't speak for that, but...
Yeah, 12 years, I've never heard of this before. 12 years, we've represented many people that have been hurt in accidents where there's a drunk driver involved. And I don't recall ever having this happen. So thank you, and I hope that it happens more.
Yeah, sometimes I think the issue is that, because I can tell you on my end, a lot of times the officers will come out, do the DWI thing, but not get the people's information. Mm-hmm. So we're just lucky in this situation, the officer actually took his information, got a good number for him, so we knew who to reach out. I can tell you a lot of the times it's like, oh, person hit somebody, that person went to the hospital, but let's talk about this DWI. Right. So that's probably the biggest issue, is the officers aren't doing the follow-up that we need them to do.
Okay, wow. As I mentioned in the call there, this is the first time in 12 years that I've ever had this situation come up. So what happened is our client was hurt in an accident that was caused by a driver who was intoxicated. So that means that he was criminally charged with a DWI. This is the prosecutor for the district office. Now, what she was saying is, as she is working out an agreement with this person who got a DWI in the accident, part of the agreement could be that, okay, you get probation, but you also have to pay a certain amount of money to the person that was injured in the accident that you caused while you were drunk. So she was trying to reach out to our client, and our client just didn't know. I don't know what's going on, why she's reaching out to me. So I called her, and she explained, you know, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get an understanding on how the case is going. You know, thankfully in this situation, there is available auto insurance to pursue, and Progressive has accepted responsibility for this accident. But, you know, if there was no insurance to pursue, she was basically saying that it's possible that she could get some type of restitution, you know, payment for our client who was hurt in the accident. So, you know, kudos to her for reaching out in this situation. I've never had this happen before, and I hope that it continues to happen, because there are plenty of people, you know, that unfortunately we start a case and we get the ball rolling, and there ends up being no insurance after, you know, someone got arrested after the accident. So, you know, those people could have really got some help. I mentioned on the phone the Texas Crime Victims Compensation Program. That's a separate program that Texas offers, that you could, you know, reach out to them and say, you know, I was in an accident, I was hurt in an accident, I have all these medical bills, and there was no insurance to go after. I was no way to get my vehicle paid for or anything like that. You know, and Texas has a fund that helps people on a case-by-case basis. But she's not a part of that. She's just from the prosecutor's office talking about, you know, pleading this guy's case from DWI. You know, is he going to get arrested? Is he going to do jail time? Is he going to get probation? Okay, well, maybe you get probation, but you got to pay these people back. You know, that's interesting. So kudos to them, and I hope that this happens more, where the state and the prosecutors are stepping up to try to help people that are injured in accidents, because it does not happen often. Hope this video has been educational or entertaining for you, and I've talked a lot today. God bless you, and have a good day.